Sitting at the traffic light here, you can see the trailer that is far behind me. What is going on, guys? Ishin here from CZeroMedia. In today's Z build video, I think I'm finally at a point where I can start making this car my own, and step one to that process is installing these JDM fender mirrors. So when it comes to fender mirrors, there's always a big debate. Are these functional or not? In my mind, I think fender mirrors really represent the 70s and 80s JDM car scene, and to me it's not so much about functionality but the look of these fender mirrors that adds to the character of these Datsun cars. Similar to the Watanabes and the 8-spoke rims that look great on these S30 cars, I think fender mirrors are essential and it flows very well with the design of the car. And today I am finally able to add this JDM piece to the car to make it unique and my own. As a Japanese kid growing up in Tokyo in the 90s, I saw fender mirrors on daily basis. And whenever I saw a Datsun car, it always had a fender mirror. And for that reason, it always had a special place in my heart, and I always wanted to run fender mirrors on a classic JDM car. And today I finally have the chance to do that with the ownership of Datsun 280Z. So first up, I want to explain to you the many different ways you can go about installing this and many different options you have as far as fender mirror selection. Because I don't care too much about dumping hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make the car look good, I'm more of a function over form type guy. I didn't want to buy an OEM fender mirror to go with this car because, to be honest, when I was initially looking for the long stack fender mirrors, which is the factory option for this car, it was within the price range of like $1,000 per set. There's no way I'm going to spend $1,000 on a piece of metal with a mirror attached to it. So the difference between the long stack OEM 280Z fender mirror and the one I have here, which is a Bluebird short stack fender mirror, is that this one is a little shorter than the OEM version. To me, I think the short stacks look better and it doesn't stick out past the fender too far to a point where it's kind of obnoxious. Now, the first place I looked to buy one of these fender mirrors was eBay. I found a couple for under $100 per set, and I was about to click the buy it now button and get it delivered to my house. But as I thought about it more, the ones I found on eBay had little holes on the stem here, and it was also made of plastic. And when I posted on Instagram, should I go with the eBay ones or should I go with the OEM ones? Pretty much 99% of my subscribers and followers said go with the OEM one. So I listened to you guys, and thanks for commenting on that post, and went with a OEM Bluebird short stack fender mirrors. Now this is not $1,000, but it is still, I think I paid about $375 or so, close to $400. But I didn't want to get a cheap plastic one that's gonna fall off in a couple of years, or it's just not gonna destroy the look of the car because it's plastic, right? So I just sucked it up and got the real metal fender mirrors. Now another option you can go with, which I saw online, is that you can go with some metal bullet style fender mirrors, which I've seen some Datsun guys run, but I believe those are meant to be mounted on the door as a regular door replacement mirror, not on the fender. So, you know, it sits straight at a 90-degree angle perpendicular to the fender, and I didn't really like the look of that either. Another option I've seen people go with is motorcycle fender mirrors, like off of a sports bike. If you're looking for most cost-effective, functional, and durable fender mirrors, I guess going with the sports bike mirrors would be the best option for you, because you could pick up like a Yamaha R1 mirrors for $20-$30 a set OEM, and that's gonna work great for a car. But at the same time, I feel like it would destroy the classic look of the car, which is the reason why I went with these short stack fender mirrors. And I bought this from a dealership. Here's a part number if you guys are interested: 96301N0400. It came in a Nissan Group parts box with Nissan Infiniti and Datsun logo, which I've never seen before really on a box like this. So that's kind of cool. So let me show you what's in the box and how I'm gonna mount it. So here's what you get when you open the box. Obviously you got the fender mirrors, which has this adjustable rod with a nut on the bottom, and you got this spacer that is made of plastic, And you have here what is a spring-loaded mounting system that would be mounted on the bottom of the fender. So this would be on the inside of the fender, and the gasket and the fender mirror obviously would be on the top surface of the vehicle. So once the rod comes in here from top of the fender and the nut holds the piece in, you can basically apply pressure with this spring so that it's nice and secure on the fender. So now we're going to talk about mounting these fender mirrors on the vehicle, and there's a huge debate online as to how far it should be from the fender to the headlight bucket and so on and so forth. So let me just explain what I'm going to do today. So there's a user on the forums, on the Datsun forums, who were kind enough to create a diagram like this. And apparently this is something the user created and not something that was printed out of a Datsun owner's manual. This is a diagram you'll see quite often if you're familiar with the Z-Car forums. Now it might be a little hard to tell, but the fender mirrors are not sitting symmetric. It is a little bit offset. So on the left side, it is sitting closer to the driver than it is on the driver's side. And that asymmetric type installation location apparently was the right way to install this to maximize the performance out of these fender mirrors. But in my situation, I'm going to be installing the symmetric. For one, because I think it looks better when the mirrors are sitting symmetrically, and for two, I found a diagram posted by a famous tuner in Japan, Star Road. One of the owners at the shop were kind enough to take off the mirrors off a 240Z that had authentic fender mirrors to show us the exact measurements on where those fender mirrors were mounted. For one, those fender mirrors were symmetrically mounted, and for two, here are the measurements and the pictures he took. So again, this is off of an authentic 240Z JDM car, and you can see here that the measurement from the headlight bucket line to the hole is about 28 centimeters. And in my case, because the previous owner welded the headlight bucket shut, I'm going to use this measurement down here, which is about 31 centimeters. And then over here, the distance between the center of the hole to the hood line is about 19 centimeters, I'll say 18.5 to be exact. So these are the measurements I'm going to use for my car. Now there are probably going to be a lot of Datsun experts watching this video, so I'm just going to clarify this, that I'm not building this car to be OEM replica. I am just using this as a guideline. If I don't like that location, I'll probably switch it up a little bit. But these are the measurements I'm going to go with today. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of tape up this area so I can start marking things down. So over here I have the blue painter's tape on the fenders, simply because I haven't figured out where I wanted to cut the fender to fit the over fenders, like in the back, because I don't have the front bumper situation figured out yet. But that's for future episodes. I'm just going to go ahead and tape this up and start making measurements. Alright guys, so this is about where I need to drill 31 centimeters to the edge of the headlight bucket and 18.5 to the hood here. What I need to do now is drill a hole big enough to mount the centerpiece or the center hole, and also this positioning pin here. So it's gonna look something like this. Oh, I forgot which way it goes, like this or this, I remember. But I'm gonna go ahead and start drilling into this beautiful fender here. Alright guys, so the holes have been drilled, gasket fits in there, but let me just say, this is kind of scary. You know, it's one thing if you have a Datsun that's rusted out or Datsun that still needs to be painted, but when it comes to a car like this, when it's already been painted, it's quite scary drilling a hole this size into your fender. But let me just show you what it looks like here. And the gasket fits in there just perfectly, nice and snug. Look at that. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I guess I gotta lift up the car a little bit in order to get to the bolt from the underside. I'm gonna go ahead and mount this. This spring-loaded bracket here says R and L. I mean, when you're looking at it, I guess this is left and this is right. So I'm not really sure how it's supposed to be mounted. Is it supposed to be mounted this way or this way? But when you look at it, it is curved out, so it is directional piece. But let's see if this fits in there. Moment of truth. Oh yes. Woo! That looks sexy. So before I went ahead and mounted the fender mirror and finished the job, I just went ahead and sprayed it with a primer real quick, because obviously when you drill into a body panel like this, there's going to be exposed metal. And if you own a Datsun, you'll know that these are known for rust, and I don't want any cancer starting out on the body panel. So I just went ahead and primered it so that the bare metal surface is nice and protected. So guys, one tool I forgot to mention earlier that is essential for any job around the garage where you want to determine the center point of drill bit to go into is this spring-loaded center punch. So it's got spring inside with a tip that creates a dent dead in the center before you drill into the body. This tool is awesome because you don't need a hammer like a traditional center punch. You just apply pressure from the top, and there you go. So this is a traditional one I was talking about. Again, spring loaded, but you need to hit it with a hammer from the top. And just like that, the fender mirrors are installed. I guess I gotta put the wheels back on the car and let it touch the ground to kind of really see how everything flows. And what I want to do next is actually drive the car around with my camera inside the vehicle in the driver's seat and show you how functional these fender mirrors are, because I have actually never really driven a car with fender mirrors in it. So obviously I gotta adjust the fender mirrors once I'm in the car, right? I'll need somebody to come to my house so I can have them adjust the mirrors as I sit in the car to see what the ideal position is. And once I figure out the fender mirror position, I can go ahead and take the car out for a spin out on the road and see if I like the position of the fender mirrors. And just in case I don't like these fender mirrors and how they function, I have this blind spot eliminating mirror add-on that I can just pop on here. It's about the same size of the fender mirror. I don't know if I can find another size that fits a little better, but this should do. Just in case I don't like the performance out of these. Whether it's good or not, I'm gonna find out for myself if I like it first on the streets. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out on the streets first and see what happens. Alright guys, so it's been like 2 months since I filmed the video of mirror installation. I've been traveling around the world and had to take care of a couple of things here and there, and completely forgot to film the driving footage of the fender mirrors. So I'm gonna take the Datsun out for a quick spin today and then try to show you guys what it's like to drive a car with fender mirrors. Oh, you so happy? Look at that smiley face. Actually, before we get started with the drive, this is what the fender mirror looks like right now with the car parked in the driveway. So I got the Evo 10 here, Evo 8 there, and the truck is actually all the way back there, as opposed to if this was like a door mirror and the truck was that close in the mirror, it would be right next to me. So you can kind of see farther back than you typically would on your door mirror, which is something you really have to get used to. So now I'm basically right next to the truck, and it's showing me the rear wheel of the truck. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of how far back the mirror shows. Sitting at the traffic light here, you can see the trailer that is far behind me, but you can see that in the fender mirror. So you know, this fender mirror thing is gonna give you way more visibility than a door mirror. It's something you're gonna have to really get used to. So I just realized that there's Cars and Coffee going on at LBI Limited, which is a used car dealership that handles with exotic used cars with taste, should I say. They had like a RX-7 last year, FD, and NSX, which are like 10,000 miles, so super low mileage, super clean cars if you're looking for classic JDM cars that are mint condition. So I'm gonna go stop by, check it out, say hi to Keith and the guys, and try to film if there's any other Datsun cars at the meet for you guys as well.
So that's why I was saying.
Alright, I'm here at the LBI Cars and Coffee. A lot of tasty cars, as they usually are, but I want to show you this Datsun over here because this is a Datsun vlog.
Love your channel.
Oh, thanks, man.
I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, I was like, man, your page makes me want to change my 280 from stock. And you're like, hashtag never stay stock, man.
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Nice, man. Is this yours?
Yeah, I'm about to go buy twice pipes for it. Yeah,
no, it is very clean. You even have stock airbox still.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Look, my light works and everything.
Yeah, I love that light. I have that too. I don't know if I want to get rid of, like, I hate having all these unnecessary stuff on the car.
Yeah, I know.
I love that light.
Well, you don't really need to though.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's clean. This is one of the cleaner Datsuns I've seen.
And you got a lot of subscribers.
So Carlos here is looking for a new door. Hey guys, if any of you have a clean 280, 260, 240Z driver's side door, hit me up so that he can swap that door out. They're showing inside LBI Limited because we're here, right? It's a cold little dealership. As you can see, a lot of fancy cars here. But because this is a Z vlog, let me show you the 300ZX they have in the back. That opinion has like 10,000 miles.
Like a year or two later. So the BMWs, I think, are, Andrew, what's the R19 screen? Do you remember that? They're like 13, 14, I think. That's too much. I don't know. They're not the same price wise.
There's a couple of Novos in here. I would love to drive these things. MK4 Supra, stock looking, with less than 75,000 miles, I think. But this is the one I'm going to show you guys. 90s 300ZX with 10,000 miles. This is as stock as it can get. Love the T-top, twin turbo, great cars. And that is it for today, guys. A quick fender mirror installation video turned into driving video and a quick vlog at Cars and Coffee. I hope you enjoy the footage, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.